Hello, everyone. Thanks for being here to see me do a little quick presentation on Daisy Art Parade. I have on the first slide here, I have about 13 or 15 different things I want to get through in this presentation. And it's going to be just why I've chosen the word multiply to represent what I'm doing this year. A little shout out for you to go to sign up for my newsletter, which would be the most way to get the most effective information to you about the parade. Give you a quick look at what's happening in my studio in the workshops that I'm doing. I want to let you know that the parade registration is now open, and I encourage you to sign up right away so we can get things to run pretty smoothly. I'm going to explain a bit more about why I'm giving raffle tickets, why the questions are in the registration form that I have for you to fill out, and one of them is about trying to come up with a printed program and giving out awards, so I'll explain that a little bit more later on. I know some of you have questions about where do you show up, what times, what are we doing, and so I'll address that about midway through. And then I think it'd be kind of fun to see what groups have already expressed an interest in being in the parade. I'm hoping there'll be a lot more, but we already have about 15 or so. I'm also pitching to anyone out there who wants to get involved and would like to do some art making before the parade, or to join in and help out with various volunteer things like the information booth. I'll also extend the opportunity to you to have little merchandise booths and crafts tables. And after the parade, when we finish our parade, we're going to finish at Elmwood, thanks to the Parks and Rec for being very generous to let us to use that and the stage. So I hope to have about an hour where we can sit and listen to performances by our musicians, watch some dancers, hear some poetry, and so we have a chance to really kind of recognize what each other does. Yeah, and so I have a list of volunteer opportunities, and last of all, I would like to finish with the Daisy neighborhood activations that were announced in January. So here we go. Multiply is the word. Very quickly, Doug asked us last week about finding a word to describe what we're doing, and I thought that was really useful. I came up quickly with something like multiply, but I think multiply is the word. I want to increase the scale of the artwork that I was helping make for the parade, because I think that has a better physical response when you look at it. I like to have more multiples of objects, or increasing the number of things. I think that also increases the awe factor. My goal for this year was to try to hit dozens. I also wanted to promote a large variety of artwork in our region. I know I keep talking to people about doing papier-mâché large puppets, but there's all kinds of art forms, and I'd like to see them all in the parade. It's your parade. It's just I'm putting together the paperwork for it. I like to spotlight more local and grassroots types of arts. That's why I went with the poster you see right there that's paper cut. I just used an X-Acto knife and paper and made that. We scanned it here at the office, Doug's office, last week or so. And I can't do Photoshop, and that was much faster. And I'd also wanted to allow more time for us to socialize after. Last year's parade was wonderful, and we felt kind of rushed to dash off to our next place as the barricades were being lifted and cars were moving through again. And I wanted to again stress that we value all the art makers, novice, professional, and alternative art forms. I prefer that I'm not really interested in you self-editing out of this, because it's not the right kind of parade for you. I think all of us know that it's a better parade with whatever you do. We'd love to see it. And in the end, I want to create daisy chain all these organizations together so individuals and neighbors all get a chance to meet each other. That's kind of what the goal was originally. There was a quick note to help distribute posters. They're here at Doug's office or at my studio, so I appreciate if you could get them out. I printed a lot of them, And one thing I'm bad at is getting posters out, so I'd like help with that one. I am doing newsletter. I have a student intern that's really doing a terrific job getting a newsletter out. We do it every 2 weeks. And that is the best way to get information. So if you go to Daisy Art Parade website, which is daisyartparade.com, there's a button to sign up for the newsletter. There should also be a button to just sign up for the parade. So I encourage you to do both of those. I also am offering on Eventbrite some workshops that are free. And the next ones coming up are March 9th, 16th, 23rd, and 30th. Anything after that, it's pretty much right on the parade. So I think we got those 4 left. I also want to point out that on February 17th, 23rd, and March 2nd, there won't be a Saturday workshop. There's probably some Sunday ones instead. But there's events going on on those Saturdays that are conflicts with my usual Saturdays. I'm doing workshops weekly with the Southeast community at my studio, and I can, by appointment, if you give me a shout through the website and need help and want to talk through what you're doing, I'm happy to help you with that. And I can go to your group, like on February 24th. I'm going to do a quick visit with Arts Connect crew, and I doubt they need any help, but I'm going to do benediction, whatever. And then on March 2nd, there is an Roanoke Arts Pop at the Taubman. We're going to be trotting out all the terrific things that we're doing here for this year of Arts Connect Neighborhoods. And I'd love you to come and visit. I'm going to have a crazy cranky. I'll have some information on the parade, but there's lots of other stuff that other artists are doing that I really encourage you to come and see. So here's what's cooking at my studio. I'm multitasking right now, and I think you might see in the image here, I'm making a giant chicken. That should be worn. I have a few people who have dibs on it, but it's going to look like a large, feathery 10-foot or probably more like an 8-foot chicken. Capable of laying eggs, hopefully. And next to that, I have a dozen eggs. One of them's in the window here at Doug's office, about 2.5 feet tall. And they're egg shapes. They're based on the character I have on my poster. And they're available to paint up, put your organization's name on it. And it's a good Kickstarter for your group. If you don't know what to have, I can offer one of these 12 to your group, and you can put it on a stick and carry it around. So it's pretty basic and pretty easy Kickstarter for what you're doing. I'm also making some life-size horse puppets, and I'm making some hobby horse heads for ECPI University's No Bounds program. Also planning to get around to painting sort of Carney style or vintage poster, circus poster banners. I love those, and that'll be fun to do. And I've got a wonderful supply of a truckload of bamboo poles to hang all that stuff on. If you need some bamboo, I probably can help you out. Once I get all of these ambitious ideas done, I'm going to start making sort of bamboo backpacks, and that will help us wear on our backs some of these heads, make it easier to carry. Okay, so we have parade registration is up now on my website. We'll also have a link here, I think, on the newsletter for the city. There should be a link on my newsletter for the parade. And if it's not on Facebook for Daisy Art Parade Facebook, I got a glitch with it, but I'm working on it. It should be up there soon if it's not there by now. The few things I think I've been asked about that might be useful to tell you is the registration's open for everyone, of course. Parade is free. But there are some questions that might daunt you, which is tell us what the name of your group is, who your group leader is, and so on. You're very welcome as an individual to just say not applicable in that one, or just put your name in. It's mostly so I can have one form that covers everything. And I hope you appreciate that. Might save some time. If you are a group or a crew, I'll try to explain the difference a little bit more. But otherwise, if you have a lot of people coming with you, put your name down. If you have a way of calling yourself something, that'll be really helpful, because I'm going to make a guide and put your group's name in it and a little description of who you are, and so they can recognize you. So if you're carrying a big head that's painted blue, please write that, and then say, we're a group that does X, and this is why, so people know what your role in our community is. I think that way it's really very useful. And if you don't have a role in the community, you're just wacky, awesome. Just say you're doing something wacky, and that'll be a nice description too. The other things that are kind of important for me is that, and more important for you really, is if you have music, if you're carrying a boombox, or if you have a Ukestra organized, and you know who I'm mentioning there, any random Ukestra person, then I would like to have that put down in the registration, so we don't place you next to the brass band and then you get drowned out. So that's the main reason for that one. And I think the check-in time, when you register online, it also means that you register. To register means you read a list of the rules. I'm not a big rules person, but apparently insurance companies like lots of rules. So I encourage you to read the rules, and at the end, you get a chance to sign a waiver so I don't get sued, which would be nice. And it also has some useful tips, like how wide the road is, how tall things are. And I might have to explain some of that to you later on. Anyway, if you get there early, we should have time to walk around and meet each other. Treat it as a morning breakfast potluck, and I'll try to have some cocoa breakfast snacks to kick us off. But it's a great time. Last year was really fun to get around and meet everyone and just talk. Parade starts at noon, so about 11 o'clock we should all have registered. I'm going to give you tickets when you arrive. There'll be a sign-in desk, and I ask you to get the sign-in desk by before 11. Of course, if there's 600 people all lining up to sign in at 11, we might need you to need a bit more time. So please get there between 8 and 11, and we should get you all ready to go. Okay, so we're heading south from behind the Taubman, where we're assembling, right straight down to Elmwood Park, and we'll have an opportunity to spend some time there. So we're really excited about that longer linger time. Quick mention about raffle tickets. So last year I tried doing this and it got a little confusing, so I think I got a better system this year. If you're a crew and you have 15 people in your group, just have one person come to the sign-in desk, say your the name of your group. We'll tell you where you line up in the parade. We'll give you 15 raffle tickets for everyone in your group. And then when you get to Elmwood Park and we're hanging out mingling, we're going to have a raffle to pull out some prizes for people who, so individuals will have a chance to win a raffle. And you see here in the photograph, this was based on what local, this was, I think Local Colors and Sister Cities and Roanoke College put together a great presentation for Lunar New Year a week or so ago, and this is what they give out for prizes. I was lucky to win one, so I was very excited. And this was a Mill Mountain coffee for $10, so I imagine something like that might have 10 or 15 of those. The reason for this is I think the ticket itself will make it an incentive. It's fun to have a reason to hang around a little bit more after the parade. Hope your ticket will be called, and while you're waiting, you get to see other artists perform and talk to people. There'll be a parade keepsake, so you can keep this thing, which I do, and it also will be local businesses only that will be giving out, so it's a chance to promote local businesses. There'll be a QR code on it too, so we'll try to get some feedback from you. If you have a smartphone, you can just scan the QR code. All right, so the idea of printing a program, Yeah, this is a lot of information. I'm sorry. It's also a lot of work, so please forgive me if some of these things fall through. I have a lot of ambition, and I'm looking at a vision of how this would look if it all gets put in place. It's not necessarily guarantee all of this is going to get done. However, this is a really good part of it. I was thinking about and talking with a lot of people, which is where most of ideas come from, is other people, that the difference between a crew and a group is that a crew is a group of people who may not know each other working towards a specific kind of goal or purpose. And that makes it sort of more like an artistic barn raising. So the idea of what we can do together is to get to know each other while we're working on this project. So to help clarify that a bit more, we developed these 7 different categories that may or may not be the final state that they will be in, but it gives you an idea. So we could give an award for something like mental health, wellness, or citizenship and belonging, or neighborhood of fun. And then people and arts organizations and 501c3s in our community that do really good work in these areas will help choose what entry in the parade deserves this award. Everyone in that crew will still be eligible to win the raffle ticket, but the group gets something that could be as simply put together as a cardboard on a piece of wood, and here's your award, because it's the recognition by our community is really what the issue is. However, I did like to sweeten the pot because there are terrific organizations doing really great things in our community, and so we will have a custom printed gift bag. We'll have local merchandise and hats and T-shirts and arts information, arts membership, free tickets to things, and stuff like that. Local produce, crafts, whatever we can scrounge up, anything you'd like to offer, it would be fun. So I'd like to have like 7 swag bags that we can give out, and it will not only be some things you can share out as prizes, but also it's a way to see in one bag how much our community is involved in the arts. It's really impressive. Okay, so times and places. So the drop-off is going to be on April 13th. I don't have it listed here, but that should hopefully be what you can remember. It's Saturday before Tax Day. It's also April 15th is World Arts Day, and so I'd like to really link it with World Arts Day. It's just that Saturday seems to be better than a Monday for some reason for a parade, so I'm going to go with the Saturday. The drop-off will be on Norfolk, underneath 581, right by that typewriter store. So if you don't know it, you should go by just to see the typewriter store. It's really a neat thing to see in our community. You can drop off right underneath 581, unload your car, and then I recommend you park your car down at Elmwood Park. There's a parking lot right there, and that will be an easy place to get your car. It's free on the weekends, and you can pull in after the parade and after our mingle and load up pretty easily. After you've unloaded, you'll walk your way along Norfolk to behind the Taubman. There, hopefully, there'll be things like hospitality, coffee, donuts, whatever, and some mingle time. But keep moving all the way down to the sign-in desk. Have someone from your group sign your group in. They'll give you a number for your group and the raffle tickets, and then we'll find your spot to line up. I have opportunities in Market Square, thanks to downtown Roanoke and the Farmers Market, to allow us to use the Market Square area as a warm-up for circle singers, drummers, jugglers, and large chicken sculptures to practice chasing eggs or whatever else crazy things that will be fun to do. Then when we get to the parade time, that will start at noon. We'll head south on Market Street to Elmwood Park, and we have about an hour mingle after. It really depends on how many people in the parade want to be on the stage. I can't imagine there's too many extroverts out there, but if you're one of them, let me know. I'd love to put you on stage. It's less time for me to be on one. All right, and then there's loadout time. It's probably 2 to 3. I actually have Elmwood Park until about 5, so if we want to go longer, we can. I think it's going to be a long day, and there's no beer at the end, so we're going to probably slip out earlier this year. So I have a list of different groups expressing interest right now. I think I've learned about 5 or 6 more in the last few days. But here's the order I've heard from people. Maybe not the exact order, but Kiwanis Club of Roanoke, iHeart Southeast, ECPI No Bounds, Roanoke Circle Homeschoolers, Roanoke Valley Sister Cities, Local Colors, Arts Connect it's Arts Connect's Crew, so that's a typo. Urban Gardeners, this may not be a name, that's a description. Community Arts Reach, the Latina Network, the Factory and their neighbors, Art on First, and the Homeless Assistant Team, perhaps with Ursula's and a Euchestra. So then we have some art making and information booths. And so the idea there is while we're waiting, wouldn't it be great to screen print a T-shirt, make some parade art with bamboo and cardboard. Maybe you're a face painter and you'd like to show up, help with that, or someone who has a non-electric sewing machine that'd like to do some costume adjustments or do some block printing. So if you don't, I'd like to activate the space. I can't see parading with the printing press on your back, so that might not be possible, but that's sort of the idea right there. I think we're going to get to, this is an idea. There will be some merchandise and crafts. I think there's lots of artists who might make earrings, wonderful crochet hats and things. I like to give those artists an opportunity to be seen and what they're most comfortable doing. And so if you're out there, let me know. It's going to take some time to organize it and some planning. And so if it becomes too complicated, I don't know if I can do it this year, but I would really like to do my best to try getting you in this year. And that means I need your input on how it should look and how we could go about doing it. I plan on having a couple of things like buttons and stickers and T-shirts for the Daisy Art Parade. And so if the parade is out there hawking stuff, why not other artists? The more the better. Okay, I'm not sure what location is yet, and that's what the Let's talks about. The Linger at Elmwood Park, just to list that quickly. The idea is to have music and dance by the parade participants. Do the raffle drawing then. I think there'll be about 10 raffle drawings, maybe 15. I'd like to announce the 7 group awards that I mentioned earlier. And then in between, we could have magic tricks, poetry readings, shout out people who did great things for this event and throughout the year. We just hang out, admire each other's talent, and share contact information, and start, bring paper and pencil, and you can just start drawing up next year's entry right there and then, because a year, you need the whole year, I find. So there's also volunteer opportunities. I listed whatever came to mind right here. Next to it, I have a graphic that I plan on printing on T-shirts. So if you're a sucker who likes to get T-shirts just for volunteer opportunities, I might be talking to you. And so we need a truck, pickup trucks to deliver and set up tents. We need traffic guards to help with traffic flow. We need some people with hospitality, give out coffee and snacks. We need people to do information booths. We'll need people to help with the load in and the load out, give parking directions, move barricades and stuff so that we all stay kind of sane. We have a sign-in desk, so that kind of gets chaotic. 2 or 3 people to help out there might work. and they might need to get more training, so I'm already probably in conversation with them. But if that's you, I could include you. There's Norfolk needs to be broken down and cleaned up pretty much at noon, so I'll need some people to stay behind and make sure that's all in place. I might have 2 merchandise booths just related to the parade. And then if anyone else bringing a merchandise booth, they hopefully will pack up and clear up on time with everyone else. We had so many people take photographs and videos last year unsolicited that were just fantastic, gorgeous, and have been reproduced and helped promote this year's one. So I thank you all for that. And that's the best way to record this one, I think. So the raffle, I think that will be done on stage with someone who's an MC, and then we'll need someone below the stage to actually give the prizes out. So that might be 1 or 2 people to do that, and then a breakdown team. I think that's it. The Daisy Art Parade neighborhood activations is the back of the catalog. It's one of the most exciting things, I think, to hit Roanoke in a long time. I'm happy and proud to be a small part of it. And one of the ways that the main thing that this is trying to do is to activate neighbors to speak to one another. And the Daisy Art Parade is kind of a good idea of what people could work on together. And then if you make a float, which would be fantastic, you could make a float with the assistance of artists through this program. The city will help fund your neighborhood to do that. And then you could be in a parade to show other neighborhoods in the city how cool your neighborhood is. And that is mostly what the Daisy Art Parade, the Daisy Neighborhood Activations is for. It's a really big deal. It's more next year's whole programming. And it's really... it's about finding ways to cement connections with each other, where the Daisy Art Parade is really just kind of one day to work towards it. It doesn't have to be for the parade, of course. It's just for your neighborhood, and that's fantastic too. So I think. So thank you for your time.